Hi everyone! Today I want to talk to you about a quote from this book that has been really resonating with me for the past couple of weeks. And I believe it's an extremely important topic in our current understanding of the mind. So I'm going to be talking about Women Who Run with the Wolves. It's a really good book that I'm currently reading. And the author, Estes, Clarissa, is someone who has quite a lot of significant training in Jungian psychology. So I think, as related to all of our conversations about type and Carl Jung's work, this would fit perfectly into that. So all about that in the next few minutes. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's dive in. I'm going to read to you one of these quotes that has really been resonating with me. And it goes like this. One of the least discussed issues of individuation is that as one shines light into the dark of the psyche as strongly as one can, the shadows, where the light is not, grow even darker. So when we illuminate some part of the psyche, there is a resultant deeper dark to contend with. This dark cannot be let alone. The key, the questions, cannot be hidden or forgotten. They must be asked, they must be answered. So, what does this mean? I think we risk intellectualizing things too much when it comes to type, when it comes to psychology, when it comes to understanding something about ourselves. And sometimes we shine the light really deeply into a part of who we are, and we explore it from a lot of different angles. Maybe we're talking about our understanding or our awareness of our cognitive functions. Maybe we're talking about our awareness or understanding of our Enneagram type and the associated fears and motivations, paths of integration and disintegration. Maybe we're talking about understanding our temperament, our interaction style, our blind spots from a type perspective. Or maybe we're talking about something else, like understanding our attachment style or our communication style or some other personality trait that can be explained with a different system. Now, it's not bad to want to discover these things. It's not bad to want to shine the light into a part of the psyche to get a deeper insight into that. It's actually great. It's wonderful. But we must be careful with something. We must be careful not to over-focus on that part in such a way that we create a tunnel vision, where we don't see anything else, where we are not open to any more ideas or any more perspectives, or maybe to any more information about us that is not explicable through that one lens that we're looking through or through that one area that we're looking at. This means that it's really important to be aware that no matter how much we dig deeper, no matter how much we learn about ourselves, especially from like a model perspective, and by model I mean a model of personality, a model of cognitive functions, a model of attachment styles, a model of communication styles, whatever that might be. Models are here to try to bring together knowledge, insight, and understanding from a specific individual or from a specific set of individuals, researchers, psychologists, theorists, etc., etc. And they serve us to understand something from an angle, from a perspective. However, they are still models, and they will never be able to fully grasp and explain everything. And that's okay. We cannot expect them to, because how could they? How could any one person or any one train of thought explain everything there is to explain about humans or the human mind, about ourselves for that matter? But I think this is something that a lot of us, might fall into the trap of, thinking that one model can explain everything, thinking that one perception, one insight, one area of the mind that we're looking at is everything there is to know about ourselves. And if we become obsessive about that, we might forget about the other shadows, the other parts of our darkness. And by darkness, I don't mean bad things. I don't mean necessarily like toxic behaviors or toxic blind spots or bad personality traits or whatever you might think. By dark, I simply mean the unknown. the unconscious, what we do not know yet about ourselves. And of course, we will never know everything there is to know about ourselves, because perhaps we don't have enough time on this planet, perhaps we don't have enough ability to process and understand everything. But still. And I like how this book highlights that the question, the key, they must be answered. We must pay attention to them. I'm sure that you've noticed that sometimes these questions, these ideas come to you that are prompting you to dig deeper into something about yourself, that are prompting you to gain a deeper understanding of something. And by understanding, I'm not just talking about intellectual understanding, where we explain in logical, factual terms what something means. I'm also talking about maybe an intuitive, instinctual understanding, maybe a more emotional-based understanding, maybe an understanding that includes our bodies and the way our bodies process things. Maybe it's a more holistic thing where the logical part, the emotional part, the intuition, the body, everything come together, and they also process. They also work together to understand something. So I think this is one of the keys to really not becoming arrogant in this process of self-awareness, of self-discovery, of digging deeper into psychology or any other related topics. Because when we become arrogant and smug, thinking that we know everything there is to know, we've solved all the riddles, we've solved all the puzzles, that will never actually be true, and it will create more problems for ourselves and for the people around us. When we are arrogant towards ourselves and we think we know everything there is to know about ourselves, our shadows will keep coming back and smacking us and reminding us that actually things look different. And you still have a lot of blind spots that you're not aware of. You still have a lot of parts of the psyche that might still need to be explored. And by being arrogant and smug, you actually create a bigger gap between where you are and the understanding of those shadows, or the uncovering of some of those shadows. Similarly, if we are arrogant in this way to other people, we create even more, let's say, disconnection in our relationships, even less authenticity in the way that we connect and embrace relationships with one another. And this will inevitably not have a positive impact on those that we love, on those that we interact with, those that we work with, especially if we work in professions that involve a lot of interactions with others. So I guess I just made this video as a reminder that it's important to remember that as we shine the light into one part of the psyche, everything else is still there. It still matters. It's dark. It might be frightening. It might be overwhelming. We don't have to understand everything all at once. But we have several tools available to do that. Therapy is a great way. Sometimes coaching can help. And other types of practices, reflections, meditations. There are many tools around there. Choose the one that is right for you, embrace it, and keep on learning about what makes you you.